Today I'm going to teach you a few tips when using one of these things, a compass. But it's not technical, it's super easy, and you're going to love them because you're going to think, wow, that's what all that stuff is on a compass for. What's up, guys? This is Dan, Coalcracker Bushcraft. Just finished up here at our school, the Appalachian Bushman School, our basic survival class, first one of the year. And during that class, we teach some land navigation, very basic stuff, the stuff that you would legitimately use. Nothing crazy over the top that you'll forget about and never go back to. Very simplistic stuff that'll get the job done every time. But with all the classes coming through and seeing different students do things, there's a few tips with this compass that have nothing even to do with turning the bezel or actually aiming the bearing per se. It has to do with just how you hold the compass. That can make a drastic difference if you use one of these things often. So let's dig into it. Quick, easy, simple tips, and I'm sure you'll love it. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to be using this specific compass. There's lots of different ones out there, okay? So you're going to have to apply these principles to your compass if they don't have the exact features. But in general, okay, most of the compasses that come through, when I say what we need to do here, even if your compass doesn't have this or that little feature, you can still apply it, okay? So let's start with this, which I always used to rip off, and that's the lanyard. Don't rip the lanyard off, okay? I know people like to put pacing beads and stuff on. Here's why. I suggest that most people, when they are doing this, they actually wear their compass this way. Number one, you're not going to lose it that way. But number two, it is important that the distance between our eye and our aiming notch on our compass is consistent every single time. An example of that, if I bring this in really, really close, I could see the entire camera lens and all of you at home. And if I stretch this out really, really, really far, I can barely see even this much of the lens. So it's changing my perception, okay, to the object I'm aiming at. So having that consistent aiming distance helps a lot of students very much. Okay, next thing, we all saw or maybe even been at a fun house. We go into mirrors, they're angled different, and it makes us or whoever's there look different. The same thing can happen from your mirror to your bezel angle, okay? Now, with this compass, it clicks. Okay, setting this up perfectly at 45 degrees. There's other compasses that don't have that click setting, but you want to make sure that you constantly have that consistent angle mirror to bezel relationship. If it changes all the time, it's going to change what your needle's looking like in the doghouse. So make sure you have that consistent angle. So the next thing, which many people might not know why this is here, I'm gonna slowly move my mirror back and forth looking at the camera there. What you're seeing is a line down the middle of the mirror. That is there for a reason. That is allowing us to make sure that our compass is not turned this or this direction, right to left, okay? Now, that can drastically throw you off. If I look at the camera lens again this way and I turn the compass, I can still see the camera lens, but my laser beam angle is shooting out this way. So if I set up my compass that way, my bearing, and I start doing this often, of course this is over exaggerated, it's gonna throw me off the wrong way. So how we use this is the line on the middle of the mirror needs to dissect the pin that holds the needle in place. So when we set this thing up, okay, that line is cutting this directly in half. That's going to make sure that we're not left or right and we are perfectly straight. So we're to the last tip now. Easy breezy so far, and this one's just the same. So in the back of this compass, okay, right here there's a closing latch. This helps the compass close, but it's also the shape of a little house, and that matters, okay? That tip of that little house shape in the back of this compass right here, okay, should go to the bottom of our aiming notch. So our aiming notch is a V, the house shape is a V, those two V's should come together. What that's going to do is that is going to eliminate you you pointing this way or this way, and make your compass level. So consistent eye measurement, consistent angle on the mirror, dissecting your mirror line with the center pin, and then also utilizing your back little house piece with your aiming notch is going to set your compass up perfect for success every single time. Any error after that point would be you actually dialing it or moving it around, so that's what you're going to work on skill-wise. But these hard skills like doing this, leveling all this stuff out, that stuff you can practice that at home, understand it, and use it every time you pull this thing out. So that's today's technical skills with Dan here at Coalcracker. Now I know not everybody carries one of these. A lot of people say, well, I never even use them. If you understand basic navigation, you don't have to pull this thing out every single time. I get that, right? But having one of these to find north and to find a few degrees, traveling from your car in other places, can be a game changer, and they don't take up a lot of room. So this compass specifically, Sunto MCB compass, this is what we use here at the school property. The roll compasses that Sunto makes, MC2s, they're also great. Lots of good compasses out there, but this is just what we used for the video. So I hope you enjoyed these technical tips from Dan. Try it next time you're at a class or you're on a nav course, or when you're just at home on a rainy day looking for something to do. Play around with your compass and have a good time. So click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Check us out at Coalcracker, bushcraft.com if you haven't already, and till next video, stay in the woods.